Do you want to get your business in front of over 100,000 viewers every month? Advertise with 321 and enjoy the best value in local advertising while supporting free community live streams. Your message will be seen across live high school sports, morning shows, and local events, connecting you directly with engaged audiences, boosting your visibility, growing your brand, and helping us keep these broadcasts accessible to everyone for free. Partner with 321 today and watch your business thrive. Good afternoon, everybody. It is 2 p.m. on Tuesday, which means it is time for Community Insights. Paulie, go ahead and do it.
CI,
Oh,
Community
all right.
Insights.
Yeah,
Love the CI. He hates it.
I'm sorry
Hates
that
it.
I do.
You gotta have like a little image. CI.
CI.
That's right. Or the VI, the
You're
Village
just
Inn.
ruining my brand.
Back in the day.
Today, our guest is the owner of the Pantry in Westerly, Mr. Justin Morgan. How are you?
It's good to see you guys. It's good to be here.
It's
Happy
good to
to be
see you.
here.
Good to
So,
have you here.
I mean, it's been all of 24 hours since the last time I saw you.
Yeah, we see a lot of people every day.
Regulars.
It's pretty rare that we don't see somebody. We're asking questions if we don't see people in about 48 hours.
Right.
Yeah,
well-being check is going to be happening, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
We got the pulse.
Can I just say, in all seriousness, I have gotten a message from the Pantry before, like, hey, we haven't seen your uncle in a week. Is he okay? And my answer was, no, he's not. He's in the hospital because otherwise he would have been there.
That's it.
And by the way, thank you guys for looking out for him. He's there more than he is anywhere else, I think. So we do the show there on Saturday mornings now, Sal's Sports Report. And this Saturday, our producer did not show up to do the show, so I set everything up, and then Sal and Ronnie and everybody that was there just kind of left all of our equipment there. And I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So I called Justin, and he was like, we put it in the back. Don't worry, everything's all good. And so this was,
you can have it for a price.
This was Saturday afternoon, and I said to my girlfriend Jackie, hey, I got to go to the Pantry tomorrow to pick up that stuff after I do church and after I have another interview. And she was like, ooh, can you get me pancakes? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So I ordered some pancakes yesterday, or on Sunday. I ordered some pancakes, and I went down and grabbed them. And she had 3 meals yesterday: breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
With the stack of pancakes.
No, she didn't.
She had 1 pancake for breakfast, 1 pancake for lunch, and 1 pancake for dinner.
That's crazy.
And the 2 pieces of sausage, she cut them up into 8s, and she had like 3, and 2. She was like, best day ever. But
Pantry meals.
I just thought that was funny because A, they were delicious as always, but B, I had texted you. I came across like a food challenge video the other day with like a giant pancake like some giant pancakes, and you were like, I think we could do something where we make like a bunch of them. And I got to tell you, man, I bought both of us just a stack of pancakes yesterday, three pancakes each. Man, I was tapping out after the second pancake. They're so big and fluffy.
Let me tell you, if somebody in the comments drops an idea for a pancake challenge here in Westerly, I will do the pancakes. We'll sit down at a table. We'll bring Ben Barber and crew.
Okay, so tell me about this. A pancake challenge. What would the premise be? How would it work? What would it look like?
So, well, how about we do, obviously, if you eat the pancake, it's free, right? So we can do something like
kind of like they have the ice cream place over here, the Big Kahuna. Do you know about that?
Oh, is that what they do?
Downtown.
Justin, if you're going to do the pancake challenge at the Pantry, the Pantry Pancake Challenge, honestly, it writes itself. Then we got to film you go do the Big Kahuna.
Oh gosh.
Oh geez, that's a hard one.
It made Ed Sheeran. It made Ed Sheeran throw up. Yeah. So
made him famous.
There? Yeah.
He's been there. Taylor's been there.
Yeah.
Really?
There. Yeah.
So he came down like 10, 12 years ago and tried the Big Kahuna down at Mel's Downtown Creamery.
And he did it. Got a photo.
He did it. And then I think word on the street is That
Yeah.
wasn't the only thing on the street afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna figure out what this pancake or this ice cream challenge is, and we're gonna figure out. I want some people in the comments
So
right
they'll
now.
be able to go into the pantry and order that. And
Yeah.
if they can eat it all,
It's
it's free.
It's free,
Okay.
but I think there should be some more
whipped
incentive.
cream, bananas, all this stuff.
I'll throw in a T-shirt.
Yeah, people love T-shirts.
I'll throw in a beanie, and then
Should there be like a
What else
wall of
can I
fame?
Well, maybe they get a T-shirt for just entering.
No. You got to beat it to get the T-shirt.
yeah, you got to.
Well, no, then you would get something else, maybe bigger. I don't know. Okay,
No.
I'm
'cause
thinking out loud
You got to
here.
be able to fail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you just get the T-shirt, he'd be ordering all sorts of T-shirts because who's not going to try it?
Well,
pancake
they're gonna be
challenge.
paying for it.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
The-
it's not
Yeah.
like they're getting it for free. But anyhow, yeah. So that's a good opportunity. Let's pause for a second and just kind of rewind.
I know, right?
And I wanted to know about Justin Morgan. I had the pleasure of meeting you at a municipal meeting, but I wanted to know the Justin Morgan behind the pantry and what's going on, because most people remember Amanda's pantry.
Yeah. Amanda's has been going for over 30 years. I mean, they were at where Cinder is now,
Yeah.
or was is. They moved about 7 years ago and built that new building. They were there for like 6 years, and then they put it up for sale. And then my wife and I, we bought it in January 1st of 2024. So honestly, it's a pretty crazy story where I come from in the past, but I was a retired professional snowboarder, and I did that for my whole career. And then I retired and I moved down here when I met my wife. And
Okay. I'm excited about that. You said you're a retired professional snowboarder.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
from the
yeah.
Saratoga area.
yeah, Saratoga, New
So
York.
what were you, who were you affiliated with as far as the mountain? Were you Northeast? Were you in the out west, or?
I was out west. That's mainly where I was based out of, riding with a bunch of professionals out of there.
Okay.
Colorado, Utah, California. I'd bounce between those states and train out of there,
Wow.
and then compete globally. So my hub was mainly Breck, Colorado, or Copper, or one of those mountains in Colorado is where I trained.
What was your strength when it came to snowboarding?
Slope style.
Yeah. Oh, the slopes.
Slope style and big air. Yeah. So the jumps and the rails. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so you're pretty diverse then in that respect.
Yeah. We'll post a little video in the comments after this, and you guys can see it.
Okay.
It live.
So you're doing this. You're doing. You're a professional snowboarder.
Yeah.
When does Westerly, Rhode Island, come into the picture? Did you even know it existed?
Well, after I retired from snowboarding, I was like, what do you do? Like, you're in this extreme sport. You're like, you want to do extreme stuff. You don't really know how to balance 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You don't really know how to balance. It's like you kind of have this high all the time, or you're expecting this high, or you're expecting these extreme challenges. You're expecting to be under pressure, right?
Like you were
yeah, because these events they're televised, and they're
This you?
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if
Was it X Games too, or no?
that's Canadian Open right there.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. What?
X Games as well, or?
Yeah, X Games and Dew Tours and Opens. That's the Canadian Open specifically. US Open. I just traveled around and did a bunch of professional events. Yeah.
Okay, so like you said, you've retired from this, and still your home is still Saratoga, or would you say you're Colorado, or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm from there, but basically at that point I was riding all the way up until 2017 in Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, living, eating, sleeping, breathing, training, just living the snowboard life.
What was it like in the summer for you? What was
I went to Mount Hood, Oregon. So actually I still kept snowboarding. I mean, we kept snowboarding. I would just shift to the Southern Hemisphere and go to Chile or Mount Hood, Oregon, or
Mount Hood, because it's so big, you could, it's got snow all the time. Is that why? Or because Mount Hood is Northern Hemisphere, Oregon.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, they're like a glacier.
Yeah. So in other words, it's got plenty of snow there.
Yeah,
right?
they'll go all year usually. Timberline up there.
Yeah.
So there's some snowboard camps, and
okay.
so they're really, I mean, you're training all year round.
That's what I'm saying. So there's no break really for you.
I mean, you kind of get a break in like August. It gets really sloppy.
Okay.
And, you get it like August, September, and then you're kind of right back in the mix in October. So really, my job was snowboarding. I mean, that was it. It was to
Did you
travel.
have aspirations to compete like professionally? Was that what or did you happen to just fall into it, so to speak? And you said, you know what, this is going to work here.
Yeah, I think I like wanted to do it when I was young. I like doing it. Wasn't really like, hey, I want to go pro. But then I started to realize, like, I started like getting a little more extreme with it and getting better at it. Then I did a couple like minor competitions and I did pretty well. And I'm like,
Okay.
oh, this could be a thing. And then I did some more and I started winning, like kind of just pulling it all
Right.
together, like on the fly, watching people, how they compete. And then it just kind of like went on an uphill climb from there. It was like, and then when I was 14, I signed up for more. And then I was like nationally ranked in USASA, which is a like kids program.
Wow.
That we have. And then from there, I went to nationals and did well in nationals. And then from there, big pro-am events, and from there into pro events. So it was, there's a lot of ups and downs. Don't get me wrong. I'm making it sound like super easy,
Yeah.
but like, oh yeah, it's as streamlined as this.
So your parents must have been kind of having to follow you in a certain respect, because I assume you grew up in New York, in Saratoga.
Yeah.
And then you became very competitive, and you became so competitive that you probably had sponsors and things along those lines.
Yeah.
So you move out west means you're at 14 years old, you're not by yourself.
Yeah. My parents they were like supportive of it, but they also wanted me to take the traditional route of like college and do this. And
right.
I was just, I was kind of, there's a lot of resistance there.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of pushed through that. And
did you live with families then? Is that how you did it? Like,
I moved out to Colorado with nothing, $200. That's it.
Wow.
And
how old were you?
As soon as high school.
Okay. So you graduated high school then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I graduated high school. Yeah. I finished my high school diploma.
Okay. So you were an adult at that point then?
Yeah. Enough to, just basically, nothing in the bank account, just kind of drove out there, ran out of money, parked my car, got a job at the ski resort, and then
right.
basically volunteered for the professional events. So, and again, you just type in, Justin Morgan snowboard on Google and you'll see the track record.
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah.
Wow. It's everything.
Well, that's awesome.
But
that's great. That's a nice little piece there.
Yeah. And, I mean, it drove me. So like to become like, I just ultra focus, ultra competition. And just, I just was destined to win, to be the best, and to really
great mindset right there, my friend. I love that.
Yeah. So and that's going to play into a lot of what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So
for sure. So now tell me this, you retire. Was retirement your choice? Injury?
Father time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got like, I want to say 8-9 surgeries, a bunch of concussions. I mean,
really?
it's a rough sport. I mean, it'll bang you up.
Well, the big air, alone.
Yeah. I mean, just going into these jumps, they're massive. They're 80, 90 feet. You're coming in at 60 miles an hour, and then you've got to flip multiple times over that 80, 90 feet.
Yeah.
And land, from point A to point, just, land still going 60 on your feet without killing you. So it's a pretty intense sport, but you,
okay. So there was time to retire then.
Yeah. By the time I was 2017, I was 27 years old, and I was like, I was an old man in the sport.
Right.
Kids are
right.
Dude, kids nowadays are like, what?
Yeah.
16, 17, 18, doing things
that, right?
But even back then, before like social media was a big presence in the sport, like it is everywhere now, but when you're 27, 28, 29, you're starting to taper.
Yeah.
You can't really handle it, your knees.
All right. Walk us to where we are now for the most part, or is there something in between that we need to touch base on? And when I say thing, it's for sale, and
I'll give you
how'd you get to Westerly, like, what I mean?
2-second dialogue on leading up to it. I mean, when I retired, I didn't really know what to do. I was like kind of a lost puppy.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get that same fire? Like,
there was no passions at that point,
Yeah. Like, how do you go from flipping 3 times in the air, massive adrenaline rush, going to competitions with 50,000 people in the crowd, on ESPN and all this stuff too. Like,
Took a desk job.
yeah, I'm like sitting there. I'm like, how do I? I'm like, my brain is malfunctioning, dude. I'm like,
seriously.
I'm like, so
Yeah.
I struggled. So I like was like, I just Googled like most dangerous jobs, and I
Really?
yeah.
Seriously.
And
Seriously.
it was restaurant owner in Westerly.
Yeah. So I literally after like I was 27. I was like, I just Googled most dangerous jobs in the country. And actually
Okay.
one of them was tower climbing. You know, the cell towers?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, screw it. I'm just gonna that sounds super dangerous. Like
The wind and everything. Sure.
I'm like high death rate. Constant weather. Like, dude, this is right up my alley. Like, let's do it. I'm down. So I applied to a company, got the job, and dude, I was just for a year or two, I was like climbing towers.
Really? So you did do it?
Dude, I was out there. It's awesome.
Where were you? Where in the country were you when you were doing this?
All over the Northeast. They would send us
all over the Northeast.
Yeah, we're like contractors for the cell companies and,
okay.
and different communication companies.
So basically, if we drove to Boston right now, you'd be like, yeah, no, I climbed that right there.
Totally, dude. I go down 90. I go down 90 or
the Mass Pike.
Dude, the Mass Pike. I go down 90 and I'm like, I've been up there. I fixed that bulb.
It's like me when I go to my college. I've been on the roof there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Dude, you know it. So.
Exactly.
We are the opposite people.
Yeah.
You and I are the opposite of human beings.
Yeah, the ground is good too.
Okay, so
the ground is safe.
So you did this for a couple of years. Now lead us to where we go from there.
So
are you single at this point?
Yeah, well, yeah, in and out of
relationships or whatever.
I got babes.
Right.
Am I supposed to say that on a podcast?
Sure.
He's a celebrity, So you are, you're still a bachelor, so to speak. You finish up this towering thing. Now where do we head? What do we do?
So I started I bought some real estate. Got into the Airbnb gigs.
You did,
yeah,
okay.
And then that kind of it was back when Airbnb was still fresh. It was not like this.
Yeah, it's all saturated now.
It's not what it was now. Like it was Airbnb. I was like, there's 3 other houses on the market in the town. So I did that for a while and really kind of built up my
Saratoga.
Yeah, just north, just north.
What town?
So Glens Falls.
Glens Falls.
Yeah, Glens Falls. So just north, like in between that Lake George and Saratoga.
Great area. Perfect.
Yeah, so it was a beautiful little town.
So you were doing this.
Doing that, doing some other side gigs and stuff. And then basically I met my wife. She was, dude, everybody on this podcast knows they all troll women on Instagram. Okay. We're all scrolling through the feed. Oh, she's hot. She's hot. Okay. So I was doing
how'd you meet her?
Yeah, I sent her a DM.
Okay. So how'd you see her then? Like you
just on Insta, you just saw her on Instagram?
DM. I was like, hey, like,
okay. So it was just a DM post. I mean,
that is the confidence of a professional athlete. That is the confidence of a professional athlete and an adrenaline junkie.
So
girl.
You saw her on an Instagram post. Was it provocative?
No,
no. God,
okay, you want the truth?
Yeah.
Dude, she was standing by a dumpster.
Right. Okay.
And I'm like, yo, that's my girl.
Really?
No, I'm not lying.
Okay, so you sent her a direct message.
She's standing by a dumpster in Saratoga. She took the photo. She was actually, one of her friends was in a shopping cart and she was standing next to a dumpster. And I'm like,
what was the point of it? Was
it was some like funny, like some funny post, but that's like the God honest truth. I mean,
and then you reached out to her.
Yeah. I was like, hey, like, what's up? Like, do you want to like hang out or like, it was like more smooth than that.
Right. Like, now you're old.
Yeah.
You like, lost a little edge.
How do you say it? Like, you're like, you gotta seem natural.
Okay, but the point is, you've direct messaged her. Did she respond right away, or was it delayed? Was it?
No, she got to me right away, and then we chatted for like a week, and then she's like, "Hey, I'm from this town called Westerly," and I'm like, "What?"
Because you never heard of it.
I'm like, Westerly, like where? Yeah, I mean, I'm up
right,
and I'm living in Colorado. I don't know where Westerly is.
Yeah.
So I came
Sometimes
down.
Watch Hill has a claim to it. Taylor Swift now is a kind of a connection.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? So that's the deal.
I wish that we were more of a surf town, of a surf community, and we didn't have the we had more waves, so that you could be an opposite Johnny Tsunami situation.
Yeah, oh,
Yes.
totally, dude. I know a little.
Yeah, the
But
But I will
breakthrough.
tell you that Westerly is epic. I've been all over the country, and this place is,
Yeah, it's different.
dude.
It really is different. Okay, so now you direct message her. She said she's from Westerly.
And I go down.
So you go to meet her.
I meet her right here near the park.
Oh, Wilcox Park, which is another thing.
Yeah,
Epic.
Wilcox Park. Yeah,
You know what
total.
I mean? What town has a 13-acre park? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yep. And then we go out to dinner at Ella's,
Okay.
which is awesome.
Yeah, great.
And yeah, basically I was like, she took me around town, like showed me the places. I'm like, this town is awesome.
Is she from here?
And that's coming from, like, I've been to 30 countries.
Yeah, right.
Dude.
Exactly.
Like, this town is awesome.
That's
how
flattering
you
because
have
I'm
to-
very biased because I'm
Yeah.
native of town. But was she from here or she just happened
No,
to be?
she was still from Saratoga, Saratoga area.
Oh, but you didn't know her. That's weird that you both were from the Saratoga area.
Yeah, that's why we had like mutual friends in the.
Isn't that funny?
We were like kind of cross. So we're both down here, but we're both from up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's really weird
Yeah.
that you didn't know her.
Yeah, I came all the way down here, which is cool because when we go back, which I'll be going back like in 2 days. I go back all the time.
Okay.
We get to see our families and it's good. So.
Which is awesome. Okay, so now take me to after the first date here. You know, there must be obviously there was a second date because she's now your wife, correct?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, I think.
This is a safe bet, Paul.
Hey, what else do I say? What else do I say?
But how did we get into where we are now as far as property, real estate, things along those lines? You're obviously saying this place is great. You know,
Yeah.
I could see myself here.
Then she's like, I'm like, where do you work? And she's like, I work at this place called Electric Boat.
Okay,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm thinking like electric boats.
Right.
Like
Nothing to
throw
do.
a battery in a boat,
Right.
hook it up to the outboard or whatever. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's what they. And I like Google. I'm like, yo, submarines.
Yeah, it's
dude,
it's
this place is awesome.
government
So then
contract.
I applied there, and I was like, all right, I got in.
So you applied to electric
I
boat.
applied. I was there for 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was the
What did you do over there?
to which Don and Eileen. Don worked at Electric Boat.
Oh, he did. Okay.
And Steve, his son, works at Electric Boat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they're both there, and then I met my wife worked with Steve. She knew Steve, and then he's like, "Hey, my parents are selling the diner, and if you guys are interested, you want to take a look." And then I met up with Don.
So that's kind of how it happened.
Yeah, they're
Now this is Don of Don's Eye Opener fame,
Don's Eye Opener. That's it. That's the old Don's Eye Opener. So basically,
Don Lamar.
and of course Steve Scrambler.
yeah, the Steve Scrambler.
Steve
Yeah, those
Scrambler.
are OG meals right there. Yeah, it's all OG. Yeah, I mean, well,
You can tell how often I've been to Amanda's Pantry in my life.
yeah. So basically, they had it. They were trying to sell it, I think, for a couple of years now, and then yeah, we just met them, and we met them over there, and we took a look around the place. We're like, hey, I'm Greek. Every Greek needs a diner.
There you go.
Let's check that box.
There you go.
So,
You're not 100% Greek.
50.
Yeah,
But
what's the
I'm
other
Greek
50?
enough. I'm Greek enough where you know, my family who also owns diners in New York.
Yeah.
They own a lot of diners.
Right.
They give me crap about it. They're like, "Oh, you don't know the diner business.
Right.
Like I know the diner business.
Exactly.
I know the diner business." I'm like, dude,
What's the other half
Watch this.
of your ethnicity?
it's Italian and Irish.
Okay, you can
Yeah.
fit. Oh, I'm half Italian, half Irish. So,
Dude,
yeah,
that's what I'm
salute.
talking
You know what I mean?
about.
Absolutely.
Good people.
And Greek fits in with the Italian, really. So, you know,
That's why
from
you're
there.
so good at talking.
Yeah, for sure. With my hands as well. Absolutely. Okay, so now we have a restaurant that we're gonna buy.
Yeah.
Any second thoughts at that point, or you're all in? You're basically professional snowboarder. I'm dialing in.
Well, you know, yeah, exactly. So high risk. I'm like a high risk guy.
Right. You
Right,
gotta be
so
in
it's
certain-
like-
as an entrepreneur.
I'm not coming into this thing just trying to stay stagnant.
Yeah.
I'm in to win. You know, so I came in to, you know, and that's kind of where I was missing that. You know, it's tough to do at a big company when you're at, like, you know, obviously EB's great, good company to work for, great benefits, but it was tough for a guy like
Limited,
me with that amount of energy. I needed to focus that towards either my own endeavor or something that I could scale, like a sales or something like that. So I was trying to figure that out.
Mm.
Did I think eggs and bacon and toast was going to be that realm? Absolutely not.
Oh, right.
But I was like, you know what? This is an opportunity, because I mean, if you were to literally ask me
Yeah.
how much restaurant experience I have,
Right.
as a server, I could tell you a couple of years.
Yeah.
But I'm just shy of making cereal and peanut butter and jelly. I mean, literally, like these people, like, I mean, everybody's like, oh, you know, like you got to have all this experience. I'm like, dude,
culinary chef. And
I
all
can't
this.
even get the peanut butter to the corner on the bread. And
Same.
but it's not about that.
It isn't.
It's about business.
Yes.
So if I said, if I can take that same energy and that focus and that mentality, that fire that I have in my heart, right, that, and I focus it in business, I know I can be successful, you know? And that's kind of what I did. I worked with, you know, I figured the business out in a year, and I had a lot of help from the Lamars were awesome. And they worked with us to try to, you know, level
transition
us out.
And stuff.
Yeah. Like any questions we had, they worked with us. They were super helpful, and they built 30-year empire, man. I mean, so it's not like,
right. But they were ready. They were ready to retire. You know what I mean?
And they're in Florida living it. They love it.
Nice.
Good for them.
Yeah,
Good for them. So now we're doing the pantry thing. When we have you on next, I want to talk about some other endeavors that you're thinking about and that you have under maybe that are not under wraps the next time we have you on or whatever. But I'd like to hear some of that right now. But in the meantime, to our audience right now, what can you tell them right now about the restaurant that might be a little bit different? Like it might be something that's happening and things along those lines. Can you share anything there?
Definitely. So obviously we made a lot of great menu additions. The food we're cooking 100% fresh. So nothing's frozen when you come to the pantry. We literally crack all the eggs by hand. We're mixing them, making scrambled eggs. Even the egg white omelets are all cracked with real egg white yolk. And we're not, there's no BS. We make the corned beef hash from scratch. We're making batters and all sorts of meals from scratch. So, and I'm doing the best I can, given the prices. Everybody knows the prices have gone crazy.
Well, the
we're
eggs
doing
alone.
the best I can to keep our prices as low as possible for our community. Our place is a community place. I want people to come, sit, laugh, love, just enjoy each other's company. And I want them to leave full and feel like they had a great meal.
And they're doing that though, right?
Every day I try to go as many tables as I can. I sit with people. I say, hey, what did you like? What didn't you like? All those things.
That's
I
awesome.
really, really try to be a part of this community. I don't consider it just a restaurant. I consider it a community environment.
Awesome.
And that's my target.
Justin, that speaks volumes. When you have someone coming up to the table who is also not only a manager, but the proprietor, you know, it means a lot. You know what I mean? That's what it is in town here in Westerly. You know everybody, you know who it is, but not everybody does that. And I think that's a great quality. Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're all just people, and I really am interested in seeing what people think and who they are and what they love. I mean, that's it. And to be honest with you, there's been a lot of recommendations that people brought in that we actually implement.
Really?
And to be honest with you, my staff are absolutely wonderful. I give them the power and authority to make decisions on their own, and they do that. That's big. And that creates a leading team. Yeah. So
for sure. Absolutely. That's entrepreneur 101 right there. Yeah. That's awesome. But I'm still trying to get my head around the professional snowboarder. I just love that aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just great. I'm going to be chewing your ear off.
Off there. Cool, because I take those same principles and I apply it to this business. And I'm telling you, I mean, this is just the beginning here in Westerly. I love this town. And I'm going to keep going. This is just stop number 1 on the train stop here.
That's great.
For us. And we have a lot of good things. I'm not going to spoil it right now. We have a lot of good things coming.
Awesome. Yeah. I love the cliffhanger there. I do. I think that's going to be great.
Yeah. Gotta keep you hungry.
Literally,
yeah.
Keep us coming back. But this, Justin, this is fantastic. And I did see you in January of 24 or before that when you got the license, but I never really met you. And everyone that I knew about the pantry and things, have you met the owner yet? And I had not. I'd been there for breakfast a number of times, and I had not yet officially met you. So I think I was very. I think what they had said was he's a nice guy, he's a great guy. You know, I said I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you know, when we first met at the town hall. we exchange cell numbers, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
that I think I kind of shared a similar passion that you had, you know what I mean? That we're going to dial this in, we're all together, whatever we can do to help you out. And that's how it is. So, by me introducing myself to you in that respect, I think that was great. For me.
100%. I mean, and like, who else does that?
Right. Well, right.
So,
I think.
Thank you.
Well, right, and I think we're cracked from the same, the same egg, if you want to say. But I'm a people person. You know what I mean? And I'm just so excited that you're not an entrepreneur that's like, okay, we're turning it over, we're off to the next state, next town, or whatever. You know what I mean? You're looking to stay here.
Yeah, 100%. And my goal is to bring people to Westerly. Right. I'm like you've heard in my speeches up at the podium up there. I mean, I and Sean and those guys have heard it as well. I mean, I've got real estate here. We do the Airbnb thing, but I'm here to bring people to Westerly to enjoy this wonderful place that we have. Right. And, I feel like those people will make investments in this town.
Of course.
Right?
Even if they're going to spend discretionary money, they're still, you know what I mean? If they're happy and they feel welcome, that's the thing. That's why you don't want to, you're perfect. You said it perfect.
I try not to like focus too much on ourselves. I consider myself like an economy stimulator, right? I want to be here and contribute and stimulate this economy, right? And whatever way I can do that for our community and make people's lives better all around doing it, I think that's my target. So
love it. I love it.
And I mean, there's a lot more to come, and we'll be sitting in here on.
We'll be talking about that for sure. But it was nice to have you share your story. I absolutely love it. I just love stuff like that, and I love the fact that your wife was in Westerly living, but was from the area that you're from. It's like, what, are you kidding me?
Yeah. And she was like, oh, do you want to move back or do you want to come to Westerly? And I was like, dude, Westerly is like so much better.
So did you fall in love immediately with Westerly, or like that first date that you had when you went to Ella's in the park?
What'd you fall in love with first on that date, her or the town?
You can't answer that.
No comment.
I'd rather climb that giant pole.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, like, you guys have any cell towers around here? You can
oh gosh, that's crazy.
That looks like an easy.
No, that's an easy one. Jeez, you can shimmy up that without even any harnesses.
Yeah.
All right, Ben.
Yeah.
Close us out of here. This
All
is
right.
great.
Well, thank you guys.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for being here, Justin. Always appreciate it. Love our chats. This is great.
Awesome.
And we want to say a huge thank you to the sponsor of Community Insights, Rios. Don't do it. Rios Barbershop, Carlos Rios. Shout out to Carlos.
My barber.
Just gave you a beautiful haircut, by the way.
Right. High and tight.
Nice.
Although I got a 2-car garage going on here.
It's
getting deep.
Is that what they call that? 2-car garage?
2-car garage.
Well, he calls it at least.
Right.
So thank you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, everybody.
All right. See you guys.
So long.
Are you looking for a fresh cut in Westerly? Step into Rio's Barber Shop in Granite Plaza. Whether it's a classic trim or a trendy new look, we've got you covered. Experience the perfect cut for every age and style in a friendly and relaxed atmosphere. At Rio's, it's not just a haircut, it's an experience. Visit Rio's Barber Shop in the Granite Plaza in Westerly or give us a call to schedule your appointment at 401-315-2208. Your style, our craft, Rio's Barber Shop.
Experience local excellence with Roof Right Roofing in Charlestown, Rhode Island. With over 40 years of unmatched expertise, Roof Right specializes in architectural shingles and holds the prestigious title of GAF Master Elite Installers. Known for their commitment to the community and support for local initiatives, Roof Right is your trusted partner for all of your home's roofing needs. Call today for a free estimate at 401-212-4140.
Hi, this is Dan from Lathrop Insurance. In this challenging insurance environment, Lathrop Insurance can be your beacon in the storm to help you find the coverage you need at the right price. Now, more than ever, you need a partner in the insurance industry that can work with multiple carriers to make sure you have the right coverage at the right price. Lathrop Insurance carries home, auto, and business insurance and can be reached at 401-596-2525. We've been supporting the local community since 1939, and we look forward to working with you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Patrick down here at the Wireless Zone at Dunn's Corners at 224 Post Road, and everybody down here is getting the brand new iPhone 16. We have it here in stock. The best part is right now, if you trade in your old phone, you get it for free. We got deals all weekend, awesome savings. Come on down and see us, 224 Post Road, Dunn's Corners, Verizon Wireless Zone. We'll see you soon.
D&V Mechanical specializes in the installation, maintenance, and servicing of Mitsubishi ductless mini-split heat pump systems. We are certified by Mitsubishi as Diamond Elite Contractors and factory trained and up to date on the proper procedure of the installation and service of Mitsubishi ductless heating and air conditioning ductless heat pumps. We assist with the paperwork to reduce much of the stress-related documentation required to get the state rebates and federal tax incentives. We are not a jack-of-all-trades, master-of-nothing company. We are masters of ductless heat pumps. It's what we do, and it's what we know.